Welcome back to a new episode of Glassware 101. I'm your host, Jay Specialist, founder of thebeerheads.com and certified beer server under the System Room Certification Program. Let's get into today's episode of Glassware 101, the Chalice Glass. The Chalice glass, not to be confused with the goblet glass, is a little bit different. A goblet tends to be a little bit more thinner wall than the glassware, a little bit longer and a longer stemmed on the glass. The Chalice, I'm looking at the Chimay one today, is going to be a little bit thicker in the glass and have a more shorter stem, but a little bit more of a nice carved quality look into the glassware. It's going to look a little bit more proper for these ones. Now, this has a lot of history behind it. The Chalice and the goblet glass tend to have a little bit of history around it. The Chalice, you can tend to see a lot of monks having these more of a Christianity vibe going on to them, based off of them. Goblets be more medieval times type of things that kings, royalty would hold. These glasswares are meant to have more of a sipping-like quality to them. Tend to have a more of a higher viscosity, more alcohol, big sipping beers. The Chalice and goblet glass, you tend to see a lot of Belgian influenced beers put into these ones, especially on the Trappist style beers, as the double, triple, Belgian style strong dark or quad. I'm going to get a beer into this glass and let you know a little bit more about the Chimay Chalice glass. Alright, so we're going to get to pouring today's beer. I'm not using the Chimay beer. I'll be using the Sierra Nevada Ovila Quad with plums, something I've been cellaring and storing for a while. It's going to be a little bit different when you're pouring. It's not going to be like your typical beer where you're going to want to hold it at a 45-degree angle, and when the beer gets to the middle, you're going to pour it back to the 90-degree angle and hit it all the way to the bottom. These types of beers, they're going to be bottle conditioned plenty of times, most of them not. But usually in the inside of the glassware, they'll have the etch to create that nice CO2 for you. But since these bottled beers tend to be a little bit more bottle conditioned, they produce their own CO2 in the glass. So when pouring beers like this into a chalice or goblet, what you want to do is just leave the glass straight like this. You're not going to be angling it like you would do a typical beer. You're going to want to hit your beer straight down the middle, just like you would do a Guinness Stout. And by doing that, it's going to create that nice head on its own. Typically, you'll see these beers having around a 2-finger head to 1-finger head. It's going to show off a nice amount of clarity on these, and as well as when you're pouring this, it's going to have a nice line on it right around here to show you where to stop to see that head around. These beers typically are really nice. They show off the bodacious body of the beer. They're also to show off nice sipping qualities of the beer as well. As I first stated, the Chalice glass has a lot of recognition behind it, and you start to see a lot of recognize the glass for a reason. You tend to see a lot of religious meaning behind this glass, and you tend to see a lot of monks drinking out of it, unlike the goblet, where I said it has more of a medieval time. You see the scene royalty, kings holding those. On this one, you tend to see a lot of the monks holding it. You tend to see beers like Belgian strong ales in this one, or some higher alcohol quality beers, like the Trappist beers. You got your doubles, triples, and your Belgian strong dark / quads. The reason behind that is because these are more meant to be sipping beers. You tend to see people sip out of these. Meant to have big sips to enjoy that complexity flavor when drinking this one. The aromas tend to not be as huge as, say, you would put this glass into a tulip glass or another glassware to have more of those volatiles pop out and get more aromatics. This is more meant for a big sipping beer to enjoy and to show off the beer. Well, that was Glassware 101, the Chalice glass. I'm Jay, Specialist of thebeerheads.com. Till the next time, I'm going to enjoy my beer. You guys should do the same, and see you later.